My name is Lani Dickinson, and I'm a business coach and mentor for entrepreneurs who are ready to exit in the next couple of years. First of all, I love Ross. I met him many years ago in somebody else's Mastermind event. I'm an extreme introvert. On the Myers-Briggs personality type indicator, I'm 100% on the I. And Ross picked up on that, as most people do. But Ross actually did something about it. He didn't know me, he didn't have to. So he really made friends with me, tried to make me comfortable there, which was great. I got more out of that event. But he was promoting this pre-FHL networking party. And he said, hey, you got to come to that. It will really help you get the most out of FHL because you'll meet people and you'll have relationships going in. You won't feel so whatever you're feeling as an introvert. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I went to his pre-networking party. He took the time to introduce me to people and make me feel comfortable there before he went on stage and sang. You know, he's a karaoke guy, but he was actually singing like in a rock band that night. Very cool. The people I met there, I'm still very close friends with. One of them became my copywriter, so developed those relationships. Then a few months later, I guess, he was promoting his cruise. I literally used to get seasick and all this stuff, but I was like, no, I gotta go. This guy is the real deal. So I went through working on my brain to get over seasickness. I got a scopolamine patch, did all that stuff. And then I came on the cruise, and the people he attracts are just amazing. So the people who were in that cruise, I think it was maybe his second or third, it was my first. The people were just amazing. And like 90% of them have become kind of my inner circle, my close friends. And I'm now seeing those people at other events, and of course now here on my second cruise. But this one I brought my husband, who doesn't know much about entrepreneuring and what a funnel is and all of that. And he's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I love these people. I feel like I'm their uncle. We're a little bit older than most people on the cruise, but I just love Ross and the environment he creates and the people he attracts, and the people who choose to work with him are amazing. My favorite part is not the heat. I'm not sure what my favorite part is. In this second cruise, I actually went to the after hours events, which in the first one, the introvert took over and I didn't do any of that stuff. And this time I've participated in all of the after dinner events. And that actually became my favorite part, which is I never expected, because everybody kind of switches chairs, and by the end of the week, you have a really deep relationship with the people who showed up on the cruise. So I think that's probably my favorite part, which in my first cruise, I became friends with everybody and had deep relationships with a couple. Now I feel like all 32 people are like, I could text them tomorrow and they would like show up. So that I also love that Ross is great at creating experiences. So he's thought about all the stuff that makes people uncomfortable. Like we're in this private cabana. I have my hat on because I was out in the sun, but it's a private cabana and all of the chaos is like over there, and this is like a chill spot. So he kind of gets like what makes the experience next level, and he includes that. He includes, I love in my products, and what I like my clients to do is include surprise and delight. An example, the other night, he has a big suite up on the top of the boat, and there's a sold out water show, and he brought everybody up to his suite and, you know, gave like this exclusive access to the show that you couldn't even have paid for on the ship because it was sold out. So that's more about Ross, but I think just the experiences he creates, you're like, okay, what's he gonna do next? So how can events like this impact my business? I could talk about this all day. So on the last cruise, I mentioned I was still super introverted and just like kind of putting my toe in the water, literally and figuratively. But on that cruise, I hired Sebastian to do my podcast, Mike to do my book, Ross to work on my branding. Jeff has come and done filming on location for me. After the event, I had, you know, Zooms with people, and they were able to connect me to clients. I was able to connect them, you know, that they could use. I've referred, they've referred. So definitely it leads to business. People get this deep relationship with you. They know what you stand for. I spoke on both cruises, so you start talking about what you do, and it triggers things in people like, oh my gosh, I need that. They have a conversation with you at dinner, and then like after the cruise, they're like, hey, let's connect. Here's my Calendly link. Or they're sending you a message to say, okay, now I need you, you know, a little bit down the way. So it definitely leads to business. Oh, I hired Michelle Terpstra. Yeah, so, you know, probably 20% of the people who were on the last cruise are now like my team. I recommend that people who, I think Ross doesn't advertise towards introverts, but introverts, they know how to talk and make friends and all that, but it's just a little bit harder. Ross creates the environment where it's comfortable to do that, and he understands that personality. Not that he's marketing to try and attract that, but he delivers current information. Like this cruise, he's talking about how can you implement AI in your business in small bite-sized pieces that's digestible that you can do. And then he has speakers that fill in around that. So somebody who knows, like, if I stay home and do a webinar, I'm not going to get anything done, you know, that kind of stuff, because there's actionable information that's kind of like current event type stuff, or what's happening now in business. And then the people around you can fill in, you know, you can hire the people around you after you have this relationship. So it may seem counterintuitive because time is my highest value and I'm super busy with one-on-one clients and I don't have a lot of time to donate to really anything. So it may be counterintuitive that like you got to fly across the country and then spend 5 days on a boat, but actually it's like it really maximizes its high quality time and you come out with these relationships that further your business. So anybody who needs deep relationships, referral partners, implementation partners, and needs to build a great lasting network and hasn't quite figured out how to do that, I think this is the perfect cruise for them.